Hello, and welcome to another edition of Warrior Chat. I'm your host, Doug Walters. And with me today are two of Susquehannock High School's AP Environmental Science class students. With me are Derek Timlin. Hello, Derek.
Hello.
And also Nick Williams.
Hi.
Hi, Nick. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty well.
Good.
Fine.
Glad to hear it. Well, the reason why we brought you in today is to talk about a project that's ongoing with your class. And we're going to ask you for some details. Tell us a little bit about why you chose this project, where you see it going, what the big picture benefit is for the high school, for yourselves, for the community. The project that I understand is that you're looking to eliminate the use of plastic water bottles here at the high school. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Excellent. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're hoping to accomplish with that project?
All right. Well, initially this started, I'm told, in previous years. They had an idea. So that's where the idea started. This year, we took it upon ourselves to start it, and so we created some committees. There was an engineering, finance, personal resources,
And
everything we needed.
a PR committee as well.
Yes. And so with these committees, we were able to determine what we need, what we can do, and like which things we can put where. Then the engineering committee even met with people from our school staff to see if this would actually work.
The maintenance workers, stuff like that.
Fortunately for us, this did actually work out for us because Oasis company has a retrofitted bottle filler that goes on top of our fountains that we have around most of the school.
And actually, every single one of our water fountains is Oasis. And that was a big problem at first because when we were looking into it, the price for a complete new retrofit, because the retrofits wouldn't go on top of a different brand of water bottle or water fountain, was immense in cost. I think it was up towards like the $2,000 range for a complete new system that wasn't Oasis. So finding the fact that we can get a retrofit for about $480 to go on top of Oasis is way better than what it originally was.
And so what's your end goal here? You know, why plastic water bottles? I mean, I think we know we've been selling them in vending machines for years and years and years. They seem to be very popular here and everywhere else. So why go after plastic water bottles?
Well, we're in environmental science, so, of course we don't like plastic to begin with, and we really wanted a way to help out the environment and help out our school. And we're going down the list of ways that we kind of realized that it would be kind of hard. For instance, like we couldn't really take out the plastic forks and knives of the cafeteria because it's just not going to work. Or you're not going to be able to, the fruit trays that come with plastic containers, like you're not going to be able to get rid of those. So we thought, something we could get rid of is plastic water bottles because everybody can have a reusable water bottle. And then from there, we came to the fact that, well, to get people to use reusable water bottles, we need to get the public aware of what plastic is causing harm. And then we need to educate kids on what they can do better and how using a reusable water bottle is going to help the environment.
To educate the kids, we actually, our class had a little contest going around, and we'd each create 3 posters to hang around the school. And these posters can range from anything to what effects are, how they're made. There's a lot of oil involved in making the water bottles since they're made of plastics, which are, petroleum based. And where they go, simply they go into the ocean. And if you look around the school, you'll be able to see all the posters that have pictures of the Great Pacific Gyre garbage patch.
Oh, it's about double the size of Texas right now.
Yes, and that's very harmful to the environment. Fish are eating the bottle caps, the rings around the bottles.
Turtles will get their neck stuck between the little plastic tabs, and then they'll grow into it or they'll die. Turtles are also lots of turtles are mistaking plastic bags as jellyfish, a delicacy, and they're eating them and dying. And a lot of other animals will get caught in these big plastic nets. Like even blue whales will get caught in their fins and it'll cut their fins deep down into it and stuff like that. So it's a huge problem to the environment. It causes a lot of problems when it comes to the animals in the ocean.
Sure. And so I think, people may feel some distance from, the giant Pacific, trash pile that's floating around, but we're obviously here in the Chesapeake Bay watershed. We've got the Susquehanna River flowing downstream into the Chesapeake Bay. And I think from time to time you do hear a lot about the potential environmental impacts of the things that we consume and then just throw away, into our garbage and whatnot. So great job to you guys for picking that project out, because I think there's definitely some benefit that we can do here at Susquehannock High School. As you talk about it, it's obviously a very complex thing. You formed a number of committees. You said you met with some of the district staff as well. I know you met with our operations director, Mr. Randy Buffington.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about what happened in that meeting.
Before the meeting, we made sure to have a plan before we went in. So we sent him the models, the specs for what we had to find what would best suit us. And they went around and they actually found what would fit best. So the models that we have to retrofit are made for our fountains. So there's one of them, for example, is the P8MC. That's one of the models that they have. And he found out that that one is compatible with our fountains.
Gotcha. So you guys have kind of had to work with district staff to become experts on, probably something you didn't think you'd be getting into here in high school in your class. Well, that's excellent. I guess, tell me also, I know you've gone out into the community, you've done some public relations work. It was mentioned that you guys may have done a Rotary Club meeting. So tell us, what were you looking to achieve in attending a Rotary Club meeting here in Southern York County?
Well, a couple days ago when we spoke in front of them, we're hoping for a couple of accomplishments while we're speaking. We're hoping to get awareness out for one, second, education of the public, and two, honestly, we're looking for donations because the school itself wouldn't be able to afford to retrofit all of them by themselves. And by doing that, we went out and we gave the incentive of donations by saying you donate a retrofit, and it's a company who donates, they're allowed to get a plaque with their name supporting the company on the retrofit that will always be in the school.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We did achieve our goal. We got 2 donations, one full and one retrofit.
And then the water company, Mr. Han, agreed that if we contacted him, that he would the water company, York Water Company, would donate a water fountain.
We did. He brings up Mr. Hand. We had a meeting with Mr. Hand. He came to our class and we talked to him. He gave us, he told us everything that went into the water that we all live in, but not our school itself.
So we come from a well.
Our school's on a well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So he told us everything that we need to know about water, and the price really impacted us greatly because we didn't understand how much bottled water was. For example, at our school cafeteria, you can go and you can buy a bottle of water for $1. Okay, so that's $1 for a bottle of water. It's, 16 ounces?
16 ounces a bottle of water.
16 ounces, and so to fill up a full gallon of water, you would need 8 bottles of water. And so 8 times 1, $8. That's $8 a gallon.
And he was comparing that real quick to the fact that why would you pay $8 a gallon for water when you wouldn't pay $8 a gallon for gas? That'd be outrageous. We'd start figuring out different ways to get to work or carpooling or reducing what we use because we don't want to spend that much money.
Precisely.
So in addition to getting a lesson about environmental science here, it sounds like you've also had a bit of a lesson in economics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is great. So you've gone out into the community, you've talked to stakeholders here in the district, you've talked to stakeholders outside, you've built these relationships with other companies and with the water company. So where are you in terms of how your project is rolling out? And then what else can you share with us in terms of other goals or other milestones do you guys have left in this project?
Well, right now, the superintendent, I believe, invited us to go speak in front of about a group of 300 people because she was so impressed about when we spoke in front of the Rotary Club. So that's our next goal. And I believe on March 29th,
Yes.
we have a dinner here at the school,
Community leaders.
community leaders dinner, that we're going to speak there too to try to secure more donations and once again educate, not just secure donations, but educate the public.
And this community leaders dinner has guests such as Senator Scott Wagner or other, community leaders that we have around here. And the base goal is donations, but we do want to educate the public because this isn't just our school. People need to know that, the water bottles do have a cost. They do affect the environment, and they will eventually come to affect us.
And
personally,
a big thing that we try to explain to people is why the water bottles themselves cost you. It's costing you in ways that you don't see. As for instance, you may take that $1 water bottle and then you throw it away, but you don't see where it's going. And we usually, when we tell people that, we could see them sit back and take it all in as they just realize what was truly happening. And I think that's what really we were aiming for to begin with, was more of education.
Gotcha. And so what's your timeline moving forward? Is this something that you'll be able to wrap up before the end of the school year, or do you see this moving forward beyond just the
We-
2015-16 year?
I was told by Miss Nealon and a couple other people that more than likely this will continue on to the class after us. Because we would like to try to wrap all of this up this year, but more than likely this kind of project will be something that continues next year. Let's say we only get, I think there's total 22 water fountains. Say we only get half of those, but we want all of them. So that would continue with our work to the next students, and then they would go off where we left off.
We committed these committees, or we made these committees so that they would be able to, go on and they could take the next class and put the people in these committees. Derek's a junior. He can continue next year. He can come back and he can tell
Help
the
out.
kids like what we did. And after this, after we're done with our school, our goal isn't just to stop there. We plan on going to the other schools as well.
We're gonna
the
use-
elementary schools, the middle school. We're gonna go around and make sure that everybody understands the effect that these plastic water bottles have.
One of our big goals actually is to, once it's accomplished at Susquehannock High, is we thought it'd be a great idea to use this as a model. So say we go to another school like Red Lion, and they ask us why should we do this? How do we know this is going to work? And then we show them Susquehannock. We showed them this did work, and this is a feasible thing we can do, and then just keep moving from there.
Well, so you obviously have big plans, not just for this school year, but for moving forward and inspiring other students that go through the class, other students who attend this school, and even the entire community to be a little bit more environmentally conscious, which is great. In terms of the things that people will see and maybe remind them, you mentioned you'll have plaques over each of the retrofitted fountains, but it sounds like there may also be a large sculpture involved. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we said earlier how it does have a big effect on turtles. And so over the course of 2 weeks, our class set around trash bins, recycling bins, that had a little thing on it that said collect for our class. And so we left those out for 2 weeks, and we periodically collected from them. And we have, how many water bottles?
I'm not sure the exact number, but I'm sure everybody knows what a leaf garbage bag looks like. Last I counted, watching the people carry them in and out, we had close to, I believe, 12 or 14 big bags of water bottles filled up that I think we're storing in a supply closet on the other side of the school.
These are to be transformed into a turtle. Right now it's being put together piece by piece, so like layer by layer, and it will be massive because we have so many water bottles.
And that's the point too, is getting people's attention. You could create like a sculpture that's made out of some plastics that could sit on that table, but people are going to walk by it and not think twice. But if you make a big sculpture out of water bottles, and you make it clear that these are only from water bottles we collected over 2 weeks, and we were able to make a sculpture this big, and then that will really get people's attention.
Excellent, excellent. And whereabouts on the school grounds do you think the sculpture will land? Anywhere where it gets the most attention, I guess.
Originally, we wanted to have it ready for Battle of the Buildings, but we didn't. So I'm actually not 100% sure where we're going to end up putting the sculpture. I'm guessing in one of the main lobbies.
Gotcha. Well, it's certainly something we'll all be keeping our eyes out for in the coming weeks here. I guess just before I wrap up, I'll give both of you an opportunity. Is there anything else that you would want to share with maybe other students that are watching this and thinking about joining the AP Environmental Science class that you want to share with them, or just with the community at large about the project that you're working on?
I'd like to say that it is a great class, great information. So if you are looking to join the class, I definitely suggest it. You learn so much, and this is only a small part of our class itself. For example, right now we're actually doing the cleaning of water, but that's not the only thing we've done. We've done everything else in the class that you would do to thinking about the environment.
It's definitely a great class if you're someone who's interested in the environment, because even though, as you saw our big project with water, we're doing a lot of other stuff like with GMOs and DNA. And our last lab, we were replicating corn DNA in the lab. We were learning about what GMOs do and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just on the water bottles and the plastics. It's environmental sciences. The class says, and it's everything to do with it. And Ms. Nealon is a great teacher for that.
Sure, agreed. Well, just so you know, I was a member of the high school's first ever AP Environmental Science class years ago. but it's great to hear how it's changed. It's great to hear how you've got this project that you're working on. You know, I think I've got the full support of our high school, our schools, and our community in saying best of luck to you gentlemen in what you're doing and what the rest of your classmates are doing. And we're excited to see where you go from here. So again, thanks for joining me on Warrior Chat today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So on behalf of Derek and Nick, myself, Doug Walters, on behalf of Mr. Mark Rill, Mr. Tim Hare, all of our Susquehannock video production students, I thank you for watching this edition of Warrior Chat. We'll see you next time.